Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Sandown Park here on Friday. It is the 26th of April 2024. Gonna look at the stakes races on the program from Sandown, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kit 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it around the world. Let's look at the stakes action on the program today from Sandown. Great weekend of racing locally there. So today with the flat, tomorrow with the jumps. We'll be looking at races 3, 4, and 5, the 225, 3 o'clock, and the 335. Third race at 225. It is the Group 3 Gordon Richards Stakes. It's a Group 3 event for Class 1 horses going for a $108,000 purse. Race for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 7 horses going 2,000 meters or a mile and a quarter on the main turf course. My top selection, I'm going to go with the 4-horse Flying Honors. 4-3-5 for me in the TriCast trifecta. 4-3-5 TriCast trifecta. Top selection of 4-horse Flying Honors is for gelding by See the Stars. Godolphin Own, Charlie Outby trains. William Buick gets to mount. Horse hasn't been seen in nearly a year. Group 2 Dante Stakes at York was his most recent race on very fast ground. A mile and a quarter on the 18th of May, and he finished 11th by 24 lengths. He had a very wide post draw. He was on the drive and just not excelling. He completely hit the wall that day. Something must have won a miss because you haven't seen the horse since then. He was entered a few times, but withdrawn from a few races. What can you do? But refreshing here today against these horses, a little give in the ground. I think he could find the winner's circle today. He broke his mane here as a trio not so bad 2 seasons ago. 2 back in the Group 3 Zetland Stakes in the fall of 2022 at Newmarket. Over the mile and a quarter, he won by a length that day. He had to be used a lot that day, but 91 cents a dollar. He stalked, he got the lead, quickened up nicely, and he got the job done. A very good race there. And then the Group 2 Royal Lodge at Newmarket over the mile in September of 2022. He finished third by a half length behind the Foxes and Dubai Mile. The Foxes actually went on to win the Dante and has a decent career so far. This horse just kind of yielded late, off a little bit refreshing. Maybe he needed the race. And then a Salisbury enlisted race in the summer of 2022, winning by 5 1/4 lengths that day. He put on a show that day, even winning his maiden a couple weeks prior locally. He put on a show from a wide trip, winning by 9 1/2 lengths. He was on the drive, excelling, refreshing here at 3-1. He could win. I think the 3-horse here, who is Desert Hero for Tom Marquand and William Haggis can win also. Most recently in the St. Ledger, he just wasn't staying the trip. Kind of hit the wall late. I do think back to a mile and a quarter, probably a mile and a half in the future is what this horse wants to do. But won the Gordon Stakes at the Glorious Goodwood over the summer quite nicely. I won a Heritage Handicap at Ascot during the Royal Meeting in June quite nicely also. Come back here, mile and a quarter, and given the ground he can handle, I'll give him a shot off the bench. But to recount my selection for the 225 third race from Sandown, it's the Group 3 Gordon Richards Stakes. Going to take the 4-horse Flying Honors, give kudos to the 3-horse Desert Hero. 4-3-5 TriCast trifecta. 4-3 in the multi-race. Let's get to the 4th race now, the 3 o'clock, which is the Group 2 BET365 Mile. It's a Group 2 event for Class 1 horses going for a purse of $159,000. Race for 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 7 horses going 1,600 meters or a mile here in the BET365 Mile. My top selection, I'm going to go with the 5-horse Nostrum. 5-1-3 for me in the TriCast trifecta. 5-1-3 TriCast trifecta. Top selection, 5-horse Nostrum. This 4-year-old colt by Kingman. Sir Michael Stout trains. Ride Moore gets to mount. The horse's most recent outing came in the Group 3 Strensall Stakes at York. A mile and the 8th on this 26th of August. He finished 6 by 14 lengths that day. He completely hit the wall that day. He must have bled at 83 cents a dollar. He just was not excelling. He's refreshing here against way lesser quality horses. He's in a better spot to win. Like I said, that was just a weird run on very fast ground. On very soft ground at Glorious Goodwood, 4th of August mile in the Group 3 Bottom Thoroughbred Stakes. He finished second by a length that day. And the winner, Epicarius, really had the jump on him late. But this horse, he settled well. He stalked that day. He got beat by a better horse on the day, but not a bad race after all said and done. And then a listed race in Newmarket on the 13th of July over the mile. First start since his 2-year-old campaign was a success. Won by 3 lengths, even with a high weight. He was on the drive, excelling a very good race. As a 2-year-old, he wasn't running half bad. He actually won the Tattersall Stakes in Newmarket as a 2-year-old. Came back to run a decent third behind Shillidan and Royal Scotsman in the Shaldine and Royal Scotsman in the Dewhurst of 2022. Refreshing here today off the bench, he could win. I think the 1-horse fight plan coming from the north for Carlberg and Daniel Thudhope can win also. Most recently, they took the horse in the Group 2 Dillingham Park Stakes at Leopardstown in the autumn last year, where he won by 1 1/4 lengths on the drive, excelling that day. Good run. He ran that Strensall before that at York, where he just couldn't keep up with the mile and 8th trip trip. The extra furlong really got to him. And then at Pontefract over the mile in a listed race off the bench, he finished second by 3/4 length, and again got around the race course well. I think coming here down south, the lesser quality horses are given the ground, he could win. I'll use him at 8-1 to possibly upset here. But to recount my selection for the 3 o'clock, the fourth race from Sandown, it's the Group 2 BET365 Mile. I'm going to take the 5-horse Nostrum, give kudos to the 1-horse Flight Pan, 5-1-3 Tricast Trifecta, 5-1 in the multi-race. The fifth race now, the 335, it's the local Derby prep race. It is the Group 3 Classic Trial. It's a Group 3 event for Class 1 horses, going for a purse of $108,000. Race for 3-year-olds here. 9 of them are going 2,000 meters or a mile quarter on the turf course. Going to take the 3-horse Macduff as a top selection. 3-1-5 in the Tricast Trifecta. 3-1-5 Tricast Trifecta. Top selection of 3-horse Macduff. 3 called by See the Stars. Jedmon owned. Ralph Beckett trains. Ross Ryan gets to mount. The horse's most recent outing came in the Group 2 Royal Lodge Stakes in Newmarket, a mile of fast ground, 30th of September, and he finished fourth by 1 3/4 lengths that day, and he just got beat by better horses on the day. I also thought he wants a little bit of a longer trip. He just kind of plodded along, needs something more late. Not that he ran bad, but I thought, like I said, he needs something more. He's going to get it today. He has a good post draw. He could win. 2 back at Haydock on soft ground, on good ground, mile in a listed race during the Sprint Cup meeting. He finished second by 1 1/4 lengths, and again, he got around the race course well. Again, needs something more, but not a bad race. If you go by the speed figures, he's improving with every single race. And then on debut over the July course in Newmarket, 7 furlongs on Class 4 main race, won by 3/4 length. He won on the front end, going up the hill quite nicely. A very good race. He's refreshing here at 4-1. He could win. The 1-horse Arabian Crown for William Buick and Charlie Appy can win also. Was a winner of the Zetland Stakes last year at Newmarket on soft ground in October quite nicely, winning by a half a dozen. On the drive, basically walking under the line. A very good race there. Prior to that, Salisbury with a mile in a listed race in August, he won by 2.5 lengths, again on cruise control. And then he had to be used a lot on debut at locally in a 7 furlong Class 4 main race in July, but he got the job done, won by 2 lengths from the rail. A very good race. On debut, he was just run a little bit too wide here during the Eclipse meeting, but he's another horse who's improved a lot. His last 2 races, he really hasn't been tried. Coming to the 3-year-old campaign, he could win. If he wins today, he's probably your Derby favorite, I think. But to recap my selection for the 5th, the 335 from Sandown, it is the Group 3 Classic Trial. BET365 Classic Trial. Going to go with the 3-horse Macduff. Give kudos to the 1-horse Arabian Crown. 3-1-5 Tricast Trifecta. 3-1 in the Placer Quad Pod. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everyone.